Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a full moon mandala flow around our mats. So come and join me and take a seat. Sitting with your legs crossed, we're going to start by taking Hakimi Mudra. So all of the tips of the fingers connect and then we lower them down, we relax our shoulders and we take a moment to close our eyes and just arrive in this space. So starting to notice any sensations or feelings that this mudra is creating inside of you. Hakini, the goddess of wisdom, helping us to connect to our deep sense of intuition, our deep inner knowing. Consort of Shiva, and where Ida and Pingala, our nadis, connect in the area between our eyebrow center. This is where Ajna chakra resides. So the end of duality and the bringing together of the feminine and the masculine. So notice how this breath is allowing a sense of full yogic breath. Feeling the expansion of the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Working to bring balance to all of the chakras of the body. We're taking this time at the full moon to say goodbye to any disappointments, anyone you need to forgive, letting go of any hurts. Removing the weeds from the garden of your soul to create space for what it is you wish to cultivate and plant in the beginning of our new lunar cycle. So just taking a couple more breaths to think about what you are going to let go of and release in your practice today. And making sure to balance your energy. Full moon is not a time for an energetic pushing ourselves. It's a time to reflect, to use the energy of the earth to ground and to feel a sense of completeness. So let's release our hands into Anjali Mudra and bring our hands onto our knees. As you breathe in, bend your elbows and allow your gaze to look upward. And as you exhale, round your back and look down. So bringing this nice undulating movement to the spine as we begin to release and lengthen the upper back and neck. Good, and now we're going to start to do some nice circular movements. So full moon, really a time to reflect, to go inward, to be gentle with ourselves, not a time to push. Let's go in the opposite direction. So our practice today will involve mostly standing poses to help ground us. We can feel a little agitated, anxious. We can have a lot of crazy dreams this time of the cycle. So just giving yourself the opportunity to use your breath and your practice to bring more stability and calmness. Good. Okay, so just extending the legs out in front and pointing and flexing the toes, ankles. And then taking them in little circles and then slowly going the other way. You can have your hands on the floor if that supports your back better. Good. And then taking in one leg and holding it. Take your hands behind and just extend that leg and bend. Starting to warm up the joints of the lower body. That will be helping us with our practice today. And then letting the leg go, and again, hands behind can help you. And then just bend and place the heel over the opposite knee. Then take your fingers between your toes. Get down as deep into those crevices as you can. And then just start to rock the hip up and down. So the knee rises and falls in opposition with the foot. So taking our time to ease into our hips. The full moon is the element of water, which in the physical body relates to our hips, area of our urinary bladder, ovaries, reproductive organs. Good, just release. Just take a moment to hug that knee and rotate yourself away from your knee. Find a bit more length for your spine and that extended leg, and then exhale, squeeze. So we'll be working to release the hips, find more fluidity in our physical body, which hopefully will then allow more freedom and ease in the mental and spiritual body. Take that leg out and bring the opposite leg in, and just extend and release. Feeling the strength of your leg as you lift it and lower it. Good, and then taking that foot over, taking the fingers again. Notice how easy or not it is for you to get your fingers between your toes. Taking care of our feet is one of the most important things we can do for our yoga practice and our everyday lives. 26 bones, 30 muscles, and over 100 joints and ligaments in our feet. Free the toes, place the foot on the floor, hug the knee, and then twist away from the knee. Push through your extended heel to ground the leg as you use the breath to help you revolve with each out-breath. And then bringing yourself up onto your hands and knees. And then finding some space for your hands to spread apart, just coming into a circular rolling movement for your ribs and your hips, like a barrel turning around. And then go the opposite way. I am in a public area. So, good. And now taking your leg and just rolling it around. So bringing a lot more lubrication and freedom to your hip as you sweep it around and back. Good. And the next time the leg is up, extend it out and land it, and then sweep it behind you. So we're sweeping into this big half circle, out to the back and forward. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Last one. And this time when the foot goes back, bring the knee behind the other knee. Shimmy your legs so that your knees are in the middle. Turn your feet out and start to walk your hands closer as you lower and lift. So going into internal rotation. When the knees are in the center, we internally rotate our hips. And when the knees are out to the edges, we are externally rotating our hips. Good. Come back up, release the legs, and come into a child's pose. Stretch the body. Breathe into the back, and exhale, lengthen from your fingers to your tailbone. Allow your forehead to rest toward the ground or on a block if the head does not reach the floor. Slowly come back up and allow the hips to drop. So moving into the front of the hips as we lower them towards the ground. Make sure the shoulders are not here, but push the ground to bring the shoulders away from the ears. So inhaling forward and exhaling back to make sure that you activate your abdominals to protect your back as you lengthen. Good. And let's come up onto our hands and knees. Take the other leg now and circle it around in one direction. Really noticing how this side feels. Go the opposite way. And then taking that leg and extending it out to the side and then sweeping it behind you. Take it out and back. Exhale. Inhale. The next time the leg comes over, move the knees to the center, turn the feet to the edges of the mat and start to walk yourself back. Now, some of you may be able to get your bottom completely on the floor. Others will struggle. Depends on how your hips are in this position. So just accepting your edges, breathing in and feeling the release. No pain, just a sense of deep stretch. Beautiful. Coming up, untangling your legs. Good. And we're just going to tuck the toes under, bring our hands onto our knees. We're going to open our elbows back and then bring them together. Just a little bit of freedom for the upper back as we stretch the toes. Good. Last time, open the elbows wide and then release. So we're going to start to lift the knees and come into a downward facing dog. Now you have an option to take this into a flow, and it would look like this. You would roll forward into a plank, shoulders past the wrists. You'll bend your knees, either touch the floor and come into a child's pose, and then lift up and roll forward, or just hover the knees off the ground and then roll. So we're stretching the toe soles, we're stretching the soles of the feet, we're bringing a bit of heat into the body by using our weight to slowly roll the spine up and down. We'll just do one more of these. Good. And then we'll come into our downward facing dog. And feel free to walk the feet up and down. Then I'm going to encourage you to work into the sides of the feet. So lift the heels high and then lower the feet to one side. Lift them up and lower them to the other side. So you're just rolling on the mounds of your toes as you drop from side to side. Make sure your feet are at least hip distance apart so that your toes and heels don't touch each other as you roll. Lovely. So now let's walk the feet and hands towards each other. We'll just allow the knees to bend slightly, shake the head, hold on to the elbows, and just allow the weight of the upper body to drop. And just gaze at your toes, see that they are in line with each other. Just start to lift the toes up and lower them down. And remember that in your practice today, you do not ever grip with your toes. You grip with the mounds of your feet. So the baby toe, big toe ends and the heel will be the places you press. And slowly take a breath in to prepare. And as you exhale, round up your spine, letting the head and the neck be the last thing to come upright. There we go. And from the standing position, I'd like you to take your right arm up into the air and stretch. And then bring it back down. And then take your left arm up, stretch. And bring it back down. We're going to take this into a circle now. So extend down towards the floor. And then let the other arm lead and bring you up. Let that same arm go down to the same side. And then the opposite arm lifts up. Good. So making this lovely circular movement to free the side body so there's more space, more length between the muscles that hold your ribs together. So you can breathe fully in here. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale up, exhale down. Beautiful. Come up to stand. Place your hands on your back, just a little squeeze of the shoulders to free, and then we're ready to begin. So taking your feet wide apart, turn the toes out and the heels in for goddess pose. Bring your hands into Hakimi Mudra as you bend your knees. Wiggle the toes and feel the feet support you. So Hakimi Mudra, open the hands wide and then bend. Finding the strength in your legs and letting your eye gaze be down towards the ground. Very calming, grounding, rooting energy. We'll do one more. Exhale, land. Good. Come on up. Turn your foot so it's parallel to the side and the other foot turns out. If you look down, you can see a line between the heel and the other foot. Push the hip with some attitude out and then extend and stretch. And then lift up and lengthen. Good. We'll just do one more stretch here and then allow the arm to drop. Sweep the arm around in a nice circle, feeling the upper back extending back. Beautiful. Squeezing the thigh so that the leg and knee is protected We'll do one more. And then bring the hand to the hip. Bring yourself up. And then take the hands in front and press yourself into warrior two. Sweeping the arms in and out as you work to draw your knee across toward the baby toe side. Beautiful. One more time. That's it. Lovely. As you come here, lift the back heel, coming into a high lunge position, and lower the knee to the floor. And then push to bring yourself up and land. Exhale. Inhale. That's it. So we're really starting to feel the front of this hip start to lengthen as we press through the back feet to lift. Beautiful. Come on down and place your hand on the floor. Sweep your arm with the same leg up into the air and lower. So the leg that's in front is the arm that lifts. Good. Do one more. Beautiful. And then bring your hands down and extend that front leg straight and bend. Now, if you happen to have some blocks, these can be handy because they just bring your hands up. Lift the heart and then bend and lower. Curling the toes will ensure that the front of your thigh remains engaged as you draw your hips back to the other end of your mat. Good. Bend that front knee. Using blocks if you need to push yourself up and lift that back leg into warrior three. You can release your hands and bring your hands to your heart and just balance here. See what is possible. Eyes down, leg up. And again, look back at your toes. Make sure they're pointing to the floor, not turning up. We're going to transition now into Arda Chandrasana. So your back hand is on your block and your front arm comes up and you rotate towards me and you extend the leg out. Good. So lifting that extended leg and arm or keeping the hand on the hips. You can also release and try to balance or not. Good. And that's beautiful. Then bring the hands back down. Bring the front leg a little further away like railway tracks and land. And then you can bring your blocks in to support you as you square your hips and try to lengthen forward. Again, the blocks are there so that you don't put tension in your shoulders. You want to keep the elbows relaxed as you work on lengthening the hamstrings in this deep forward fold. Exhale as you drop. Beautiful. And then we're going to turn ourselves to the front. We're going to have the toes slightly in. Prasarita Paratasana. We're going to take our hand to the floor or to a block. And we're going to sweep the other arm up. And then we're going to change. Extend up and down. Again, blocks there to help you if the hands do not reach the floor. Really think about pressing through the outside edge of your feet as you use your breath to help you access more rotation. Lovely. The next time you come down, turning your right foot out and bending into the inner hips, coming back and then turning the other foot out. So in this way, we are protecting the knee and bringing some stretch into the inner hips, the groin. Good. And then coming back to center, turn the heels in. Make sure the heels and knees are in line with each other. Bring your hands back into Hakimi Mudra. And then we're back where we started. Beautiful. So we're going to take the whole pose to the other side. That's it. So offering up, releasing what you don't want. Again, making space for what you do want. Using this fundamental cycle to release. The hips can hold a lot of negative energy, a lot of unresolved issues. So freeing them, letting them go. Using your breath and your body as a tool to free yourself. Okay, so from here, we're going to turn the back foot straight, turn the front foot over, push the hips out, extend the arm, and lengthen, finding your edge in Trikonasana. Once you're there, letting the arm drop, rolling, tailbone drops, abdominals gently draw in, and then the arm can extend and circle, Whatever feels good. Really using this practice to explore your own body, your own edges, and just using me as a guide to help you access the places that want to release. Bring yourself up. Start to bend into your knee. Sweep the arms in front. Open. It's like you're clearing the fog on a window pane, making space to see more clearly. Hakini guiding us, letting us see and feel from a place of deep intuition and knowing. So taking the Maya, the fog, away. Come to stay. And then we're going to lift the back heel, lift the arms and drop the knee to the floor, and then push. If you feel a little unsteady, just move your left foot more to the left and your right foot more to the right, and you'll have wider distance for better balance. Last one. This time when you come down, place the knee, put the front hand on the floor, back knee, back arm, lift and lower. So you can keep your other knee on the floor or you can lift it up and down. Again, trying to create an openness in the hip and some freedom in your upper back. Good, last one. And then from here, back knee down, extend that leg a little bit more, and then start to bend and straighten your front leg. And again, using the blocks as tools to help you access the best stretch that's possible today. Stay still, inhale, and then exhale, release. And again, blocks can be in different positions. The most important thing is to keep those toes curled so that your quads engage, so that your hamstring can lengthen. And then softening your face and shoulders. Good. So we're going to take those blocks forward with us into our warrior three. So keep the straight leg bent. Kick the back leg up. And then when you feel you've got the height and the toes are pointing down, then you can begin to straighten the leg and maybe lift the upper body parallel with the back leg. Just see what's possible. Again, blocks always there to help you steady. Eye gaze down, breath calm, focused, aware of what is happening on the inside. And then place your hands on that back block and begin to rotate your front body around. Hand can be on the hip, kicking that leg up, gazing down at the floor, and then deciding if you wish to try and hover or stay grounded. And I do encourage you for this full moon practice to use the blocks to ground, because we want to feel the support of the earth when we can be rather agitated and anxious. Grounding really helps. Good. And then we're going to turn both hands back, step the back leg back, bring the blocks forward, and then with the feet hip distance apart, like railway tracks, bend the elbows and lower down. So both feet facing directly forward. Remember, the feet tell your hips what to do. If I turn my feet, it changes the position of my hips. So get the foundation right and everything else will be good. Last breath. And now turning to the front, and again making sure the feet turn slightly in so you feel this line of energy down the legs. Good. And choosing now to either just lower down the hands or hold on to the ankles, bend the elbows, and gently draw yourself down and forward. So you're feeling the weight more toward the front of the feet than the back, but the toes are still relaxed. And if you can squeeze your heels towards each other, you'll activate that inner arch of your foot, which will support healthy feet as you allow the blood to flow into your head as you gaze down at the ground. And then bring your hands to the floor, turn your heels in, and we're back. So we're going to do that Skandasana movement. So just turning the feet from side to side as you slowly walk. Another option for this is to have the hands up to do this. But as I said, during the full moon, I really like to use the earth as much connection as I can to feel that sense of grounding and safety. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to step in now and come to sit. And we're going to extend the legs out in front. We're going to do one more stretch for the hips. So we're going to take the legs and bend them. Take the right foot underneath. Bring the left leg on top. And we're going to slide that foot along. So coming into Gomukasana, cow face pose. Try to make sure you're on the outside edges of your feet. And then with your left knee on top, take your right arm behind you. Place it behind you, between your shoulder blades, and then take your other arm and hold the elbow so you create more length for the elbow towards the sky, and then the fingers will move down. Bow your head, looking down at the floor. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lean forward into your hips. So this deep internal rotation. It is my least favorite thing to do, but I know it is so good for me. But it doesn't always feel very good, even though I know I'm doing a lot of good for my hips. Beautiful. So one more lean. And then release the arms. Good. Extending that bottom leg out. Bringing this leg, the heel into the groin. Preparing for Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. So taking the arm of the leg that is bent up and sweeping over the extended leg. Inhale back up and then exhale, twist. Last one. Come down. Take both hands around and then bend the elbows and stretch. Curl the toes and lengthen. Should your knee be in the air, just place a block underneath to support it. We don't want anything hanging in space. That creates more tension. Feel the length down the whole side of your body as you lower. Push the heel firmly into your leg and feel that there's something strong to push against. So keeping the front and the inner leg active. Beautiful. Come back up and release. So now bring the knees in together and now take your other foot underneath. Left foot and the right leg on top. So we're in the pose on the other side. And then sit and just notice how it feels to be on this side. Take the left arm up behind you and then place your hands together if possible. If not, hold on to that elbow and just be here. Take a breath in and then start to lean forward. Good. And lean. Feeling your way into your hip. Lovely. Beautiful. And then take that bottom leg, extending it out. Bring the heel in and lower the knee down. Sweep the right arm behind you, left arm reaches up, and you reach over to the side. Lengthen. And release. Lengthen and release. Stay here. Bring both hands onto the shin or the knee and gently bend the elbows and exhale as you draw the tummy in and lower. Make sure your toes are active and your gaze is down. Slow, calm breaths. Gently come up. We'll finish with Tarasana. So this beautiful pose of bringing the Shiva and Shakti energies together as they connect in Ajna Mudra. Bring the hands underneath and hold the outsides of your feet, or just have your hands on top, whatever feels best for you. Take a breath in and then bow your head down to the earth. Feeling the stretch, hopefully into the hips. And remembering that when we have a good balance of activity and rest, that we find health and wellness. So Shiva, the masculine destroyer, recreator, and Shakti, the feminine, intuitive, calming energy. A good mixture of these two in our lives, creating balance and harmony. And then slowly lift up, bring the knees together, and then come to gently roll down onto your mat to rest. Placing the hands on the belly, feeling the swell of your breath, like a wave washing over you. You can extend the legs if the lower back feels comfortable. And then if you wish to close your eyes, relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Tuck the chin so slightly that the back of the neck lengthens. And then find your breath. Find the easy, effortless rhythm of the breath. Soften your jaw, relax, and bring your attention to the third eye, the space between your eyebrow center, Hakini's domain. And if it serves you to imagine that beautiful full moon in the sky above you, illuminating, helping to guide you, to let go of what doesn't serve you so that you can make space for what will nourish you in the next lunar cycle. So maybe repeating to yourself, I am letting go of, and it might be the name of a person who is creating some toxicity in your life, draining you of your energy. It might be an habit that you have been wanting to release that isn't serving your highest good or health. It might be an attitude that hasn't served you well. And as you breathe in, I am making space for whatever comes to mind. More time with someone who is like a mentor, someone who helps guide you. I'm making space for a good habit, maybe adding one nutritious food or meal to your week. Whatever arrives intuitively into your mind. So inhaling what you want, exhaling what you release. And then stretching your arms and legs away from each other and starting to gently draw the knees in toward the chest, giving yourself a lovely squeeze, rounding into a ball. And then extending your arm behind you so you can roll onto your side and slowly come back up to sit, finding a comfortable position, taking Hakimi Mudra again, relaxing the shoulders, finding that gentle touch of fingertip to fingertip, as if you're holding the moon in your hands. And we will end with the full moon Bija mantra. Om Som Somaya Namaha. Om Som Somaya Namaha. Join me if you wish to chant it 2 times. Om Som Somaya Namaha. Om Som Somaya Namaha. Bow your chin toward your chest. Bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. And then bring your hands to your third eye center, asking that you be guided from this place of deep tuition, deep knowing. Bring your hands to your mouth and make an intention of speaking kindness, words of positive affirmation and support for yourself and those you are in contact with. And then bringing your hands to your heart center to be guided from this place of compassion, understanding, appreciation, and gratitude for all of the blessings that you have in your life. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you would like to leave a comment or any suggestions, please do put them below. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. It's been a while since I've shot a video. One of my intentions for this new lunar cycle is to do a video each week. So hopefully you'll see more from me as I commit to that. And keep practicing. And please take care during these difficult COVID times. Stay safe. Namaste.